chapter 24, Siman Aleph, Nimtzat b'Sefer Torah Pesol. If there's a mistake found in the Sefer Torah, Machmas Tos, which results from an error of text. Imhu Tos Gomor, if it is what is called an absolute mistake, Ein Karim Ba, you're not allowed to read from the Sefer Torah. Srichin Sefer Torah Acha, you have to take out another Sefer Torah. Izehu Tos Gomor, what's called an absolute mistake. Kagoin Sheyasa Achosa, there is an extra letter, or there's a letter missing. On this Kalef, Afido As Achas, or one letter is exchanged for another letter. Mistake. And through that, the reading is changed. It reads differently. Kamai, Simim, and Sa'imim. Two different words, one with and one without an aleph. Migrashehen or Migrashehem, one with a nun, one with a hey, with a mem. One's masculine, one's feminine. And even if it was a case where the meaning was the same, here, there, Migroshim, Mikalmakam, given Shakriya Ein Shava, since the reading is different, have it as Gomo, that's called Taz Gomo. B'chei, Im Hatasub in Shechal Nigroisa Kamosh Hatzarach Vikase, if the mistake was in such a way that you could read it as it was written properly, Ela Shakosab, but the way it is actually written is Be'inyan Shanistana Hapirosh Alidozeh, where the meaning is changed as it is written. Kagon, Pashas Truma, Amar Bachetzi Arokai. So it says that an Amar and a half is its Roch is Rochav, it's with Makam Rochba, Nimtza Kosav Rochba with a hey. Afa Pishi Chali Krosa, so a base Becholim, even though you could, given that there are no vowels in the Sefer Torah, read that as it is written with the Cholam, Rochba. Mikal Makam, Kivan Chekasher Kosov, as it is written with a hey, have it tos, Shemishtana Hapirush. It, as it's written, has a different explanation. This is also called an absolute mistake, which invalidates the Sefer Torah. If the mistake is such and it doesn't change neither the reading nor the meaning, instead of avoisam bavav acha habase avoisam. It's written without a vav. I'd be happy the other way around. It's got to have a yod in it. Should be with a yod there in the middle. Yeah, and it's not. The guy Avoy Seichem with the yod, I'd be happy. Or it has a yod where it shouldn't have a yod. And all similar situations. This not have to bring out another Sefer Torah because it doesn't change the meaning nor the reading. Amotzi and Sefer Torah Acha, you'd have to take out another Sefer Torah. And he adds, Lefish Ein Sefer Torah Shalanu, Midyakim Kol Kach, they're not so medur, not so exact, because occasionally there is a uncertainty with this kind of situation only where the meaning isn't changed, the reading isn't changed, whether there is or isn't a yod shnema that we can say kosher, but the next one will be different. I must point out that the words of the Sefer Torah are exactly the same, and anything which changes the meaning or the reading has to be fixed. It's only in this particular situation. But if a yod missing, which makes a difference, going malach haga al tiri kasiv tiri below yod achatav. So in that word, there was a yod missing after the tav. Al tira avram kasiv teira without the yod. Srichin Sefer Torah acha. You have to bring out another Sefer Torah because then it's different. It's a completely different word or a different variation of the word. Base. Nimza Teva Achas Chaluka. The letter is split. Ashinuris Kishtam. It looks like two letters. Ashinis Kalbrashtei. Two tables, two words, two letters. Sorry, are next to each other and closely with Nuris Achas, and they appear to be the same. Ashinimza Teva Yisera, or there's an extra Sorry, we've had a hitch there. Something went wrong. Go back to the beginning of Sif base. Nimsa teva achas chaluka. If a word was found to be split, I may have said a letter before, a word was found to be split so that it looks like two words. Oshniskarvu shtei tevas. Two words are joined together, nuring achas. Bein shu teva zara she'ein kama kama klau. If there's an extra word which doesn't belong here at all, or a word is written twice. If there's actually a mistake in the way of the Sefer Torah being laid out, which are the open and closed spaces, and it's the wrong way around, or missing altogether. Psucha becomes stuma, or stuma becomes psucha, an open in place of closed, and closed in place of open. I have to parsha of makam she'ein sarich, or there's a space in the writing where it shouldn't be. I'd makam sharach there have to parsha of einai, or there should be and there isn't. Kal elu pasulim gemurim. These are considered the absolute pasulim strichen heights of Sefer Torah acher. You have to take out another Sefer Torah. Gimel nimtza shenidbak ois la'ois. Two letters are stuck together. If it seems that it was written after the joining together was after it's been written and become joined kosher. Very hard to determine sometimes. If it's written after, so it is joined, it became joined after it's written and the shape of the letter is not changed, it's okay. But if it looked like it was been like that since it was written, then there's two options. If it became joined together before the letter was finished, go nun peshuta, a nun which is joined at its end to a taf, to the regel of a taf. Ella, that's considered to be possible, except that b'chayil on a weekday, what you can do is you can take a knife, if you know what you're doing, scrape away the joint. That is permissible on a weekday. But if this was on Shabbos, of course, you couldn't do this. If it's at the end of the letter, then yesh lahachsher, because at the end of the letter, for example, if a vav follows the taf and they're connected, that's where it can happen. It's clear the connection came after the letter was written. The vav was always okay, and the taf was always okay. Therefore, this would not be considered to be a ta'os gomor. But ain't tzarichin lahot to sefer Torah acher. You have to bring out the sefer Torah. Daled. Nimtza. You find a letter where the shape has become lost. You can't see it anymore. Whether it was like that from the beginning, or whether a hole or space was formed in the letter. Possible. If you find a hole in the letter or outside the letter, and the letter is the same. But the only problem is that it was it's not surrounded by parchment. And it seems that the hole came after the writing, kosher. Because it's clear, it's sure, at the time when it was written, it had parchment all around it. Now it hasn't, then it would be okay. If the ink has run from a letter and it's not, it's flaking away, for example, and it's no longer, it's shachar, it's not black properly because it's flaked away, possible. This is a common thing that happens amongst some of our Sifrei Torah because they are old, and in the course of time they begin to flake away, and then it has to definitely be taken off. Apostle that has to be repaired. Hey, now famous thing. If there is a doubt about a letter, is it really the shape? Has the shape worn away or not? Is it the proper formal shape? Marin Latino, you show it to a child, to a child of average intelligence. It has to be maybe it's Indian, he doesn't really know what is being asked, doesn't know the details. Maybe it's obvious, but he has to know the letters. And you show him and you say, what letter is this? If he reads it correctly, kosher. Apostle. If different children have different views, you follow majority. The truth is, you only need to ask one child. However, it's very important to be aware for Gabbaim. This only helps if there's a doubt. So you're not sure, is this letter lost its shape or hasn't it lost its shape? Call up a child and ask him if he recognizes what letter it is. That's a suffix. So by asking the child, what we're doing is Giloi Milsa. We're asking the child to tell us, because the child looks at it straightforwardly, tell us what letter is it. That's called Giloi Milsa. It's revealing to us what it is. If we see there's a real problem and really the letter is lost its shape, and Yud Aleph or Yudei Ha'ayin or the Hashin or the Yudin which make up the Aleph or the Yudin which make up the Shin and so on, so make it any of the letters, the Ragle, Ataf, Kadoma, and the Vav of the top, it's clear that it's not really good, it's not correct. You can't then call up a child, ask the child to read it, and then make it kosher. Apostle. So we can see it's not right. You can't have it purified, kosher by a child looking at it and saying it's all right. The child's situation only works if there is a genuine topic. So how do you do it? When you show the child, you don't have to cover the letters behind. After it. But the ones before it, you do. So the child does not necessarily recognize what letter it should be from the context. But if a letter has got a hole, and some of it remains from where the hole is towards the bottom, we're in doubt. If there's enough left to make it recognizable as the letter, then it's really complex. You have to cover the bottom part. Because otherwise the child will join it together naturally. In your head, you look at it and you'll put the two and two together and make up the letter. But here, they're not joined together. You need to know whether it's okay as it stands. Similarly, if the ink is flaked away and it's like a shadow, which is at the bottom there of the dark ink, you have to cover it. Otherwise, the child will join it to the next letter and see what's there and make out that what he's saying. He knows the word. The Aleph's a bit flaked, so if he sees the whole word, he'll straight away what it is. So you have to cover the rest of it and just let him look at what's there.